Like Steve, our next speaker loves the idea of flight. His Facebook page has a picture of him before he was even born. Known to Steve only this century, Kathleen's brother, Ted Rankine.
Multimedia. So, you know, I'm Ted Rankine, and Kathleen is my sister. She's done a pretty good job, I think, with this PowerPoint, hasn't she? Great photographs. She's going to go looking for mine. It's probably down there, it says Steve. So, you'll know that we've got the same genes, because what's happened is, I've not worked with Steve. Well, we built a fence once, but I wouldn't exactly call that working. But we drank together, we've golfed together, we've flown together, and so what I've done, and I got a new computer and a brand new PowerPoint program, so just like Kathleen, I decided to take you through a little trip of sort of Steve's history, because I've never worked with him, but I did a bit of Googling around, and I put some of our experiences together, and I want you to know that I think that this statement, Steve, I know that, you know, Kathleen's still working, so it's not exactly that, but it won't be long until they're both retired. But most of you know Steve was, and probably always will be, a radio man. I did some Googling around, I found his name on the Chum website. Boogie Bolton, baby! Oh, that was Chum back in the day before it unfortunately faded away. But it was a powerhouse, and Steve was certainly part of that group. And that's where he met Kathleen in 1980. Now, apparently there was no real ground-shattering connection at that time, and eventually they both went their separate radio ways. They saw each other from time to time at a variety of media functions, and then as fate would have it, they reconnected at a retirement party for Dick Smythe about 14 years ago, 15 years ago. Wait a minute, this is a retirement party too. I want everyone to look to their left, look to their right. Retirement parties are magic, and you just never know what might happen to you at this party. So because of the familial connection, I wanted to provide a bit of an insight into Steve as a family member, a friend, and a fellow volunteer. As such, I'll take a few minutes to show you a side of Steve outside of work. You know, Steve came from an Air Force family. His father was a warrant officer, and Steve traveled with his family across Canada. He even did a stint in France. He grew up around air bases, and he spent his youth drawing planes, making model planes, and watching planes. Steve also actually lived here on the base with his family. I think that they finally collapsed their house out there and sitting there waiting for something else to be constructed. But Steve lived right here on the base for a long period of time. And spending his youth on Air Force bases, Steve's always held the Air Force dear in his heart. This museum here, I'm sure many of you know, benefits from Steve's volunteerism. Steve and Kathleen both volunteer here as knowledgeable tour guides, working a few days a week, sharing the Air Force experience and its history with visitors. Steve is also serving his second term as a board member and on the executive as vice chair. This is something I'm certain that Steve will continue to dedicate his time to now that he has more time to do so, and the museum will certainly be better before it. Steve also handles all the MC duties here at the museum ceremonies. Now, I'm not sure who said it, but I'm sure that it fits Steve. A man cannot retire from his experience. He must use it. And Steve, I'm certain, is going to continue to use it to the benefit of the museum for years to come. Now, if Steve hadn't chosen the Air Force over radio 4 years ago, I am certain he would have been a pilot. And I've had some first-hand experience about how well that Steve would have done. Now, this is Steve's Facebook profile. It was taken down at my place in Florida, in front of the hangar, and it speaks volumes. Steve's been flying with me, and he's also been flying with some of my friends, and he does very well handling an airplane. During one trip to visit my wife Helga and I in Florida, Kathleen gave him a gift, the gift of flight. Now back then I was just starting with that pin special. It was kind of my retirement gift to myself. I'm doing okay with aerobatics, but I'm not quite breathtaking yet. So Kathleen said she thought Steve might like a little step up. Some aerobatic instruction in his PITS S2B with another Steve, Steve Wolf, who probably is the highest houred aerobatic instructor on the planet. And Steve said, I want to go see what the heck that this thing will do. Now, we didn't have a camera in the plane. We never thought about it. We didn't have a camera on the ground. We never thought about it. But I did some snooping around. I talked with Steve over the last couple of days, and I got some video clips because I want you to see, for those of you that Steve has regaled his experiences, I want you to see the kind of flying that Steve was doing.
my God. Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh, dead.
Okay, so that gives you an idea what it looked like from the ground with Steve up there doing his thing. Again, we didn't have a camera on board, but I called Steve and said, can you give me some onboard footage to see what Steve would have been learning at that time.
But when after 270 degrees, we come up on a right knife edge. I'm going to go right rudder, forward stick, okay? Okay. Okay, follow me now. We'll get a little speed up. We don't need a lot of speed, but we'll get right here. Okay, here we go.
scotch. Steve takes a sip. That's a 6-year-old scotch. That's not good enough. I told you I wanted a 12-year-old scotch. Well, the bartender basically gave up. And he said, okay. He gave him the 12-year-old scotch. Steve enjoyed it. And there was a drunk at the end of the bar. He was watching the whole time. And he walked over. He put a drink in front of Steve and he said, give this a try. Steve took a sip and that tastes like pee. The guy said, the drunk said, yeah, that's right. Now guess how old I am. It's almost a true story. Steve, combining your love of golf and scotch, you know, you've got more time than ever, you know, to enjoy both. I know you carry your wee flats with you out on the course. You might want to keep in mind what Dean Martin once said, if you drink, don't drive. Don't even putt. Now, you all know Steve's a very personal guy, but just how personal. And I did some checking around. I mentioned Steve's Facebook profile a little while ago. Do you know that among Facebook users, the median number of friends is 200? I did some research. In other words, half of Facebook friends are less than 200, half of Facebook have more than 200 friends. The average is about 300. Steve has almost 700 friends. That means, at least in the eyes of Facebook, Steve is way, way, way above average. They also show that it's in younger stats, kids 19 to 30 years old have about 500 friends. And those of us over 50 or beyond only have about 100. So once again, according to Facebook, you've proven that you're truly young at heart. However, age does have its baggage. No matter how technically savvy you are, no matter how much you text, no matter how much you email, and I know you do a lot because you're always writing me stuff. So what I've done, Steve, is I've assembled a little list of abbreviations to help you with your online jargon now that you're retired. And the first one is CUATSC, which means see you at the senior center. The next one, FWBB, friends with beta blockers. PBL, gotta go, pacemaker battery low. LMDO, laughing my dentures out. OMMR, on my massage recliner. OMSG, oh my god, sorry, gas. TTYL, talk to you louder. And GGLKI, gotta go now, laxative kicking in. Steve, I hope that this helps you in your retirement and your future communications with me and probably everybody in this room. I wish you the best in this new chapter. It is only a new chapter. You're not really retiring, you're simply graduating to a new life. And I know that with your concern for others, that you'll keep in mind the effect your retirement may have on your friends and family, especially Kathleen. She now gets twice the partner and half the income. In a couple of weeks, you'll be free as the breeze, and hopefully you'll take advantage of that on the very day that you retire at the end of the month. I hope you actually walk into the house, throw the door open, and say to Kathleen, honey, I'm home! Forever. Steve, one last word of advice. You're graduating to that new phase in your life without stress, worries, or frustration, well, except of course on the golf course. But you will eventually move beyond that phase. And it won't be as fast as you're packing up your bags at the college and leaving. It's going to be slow, it's going to be gradual, it's going to be subtle, but it will be noticeable. First you forget names, then you forget faces, then you forget to zip up your fly, and then you forget to unzip it. Thank you, Steve, for certainly everything you've done for your students. I know that everyone in this room truly loves you. I'll give that one more click. So let's hear it for Steve.